Hello students! I'm going to be talking about the proper way to write cursive. So in this video, I'm just going to go through some of the basics. So the first thing I want to touch on is how you should be holding your paper while you're writing in cursive. So if you write with your left hand, you're going to slant your paper as it's shown in the picture. You're going to rest both arms on the desk. Use your right hand to move the paper as you write. And if you notice how this paper is pointed, this corner right here should be pointed about at your belly button. So this is different than how we print letters because you keep the paper straight. But when you write cursive, you want your letters to slant. And so how we get that nice slant is we have to tilt our paper, we have to slant our paper. So this corner here should be pointed about at your belly button. And you're going to move the pencil towards your left elbow as you write. So you're not just writing with your fingers moving, you're actually writing with your whole arm to help you make these strokes. Hold the pencil with your thumb and first two fingers and keep your finger on top. Bend your thumb and keep it on the side. Do not squeeze the pencil as you write. So you don't want to be, squeezing really hard onto your pencil because then your lines aren't going to turn out as nice. So you want a nice light grip and you want to look at how you're holding your pencil. Nice and light. If you write with your right hand, this is going to be pretty much the opposite of what we just saw. Most people write with their right hand. So if you aren't sure, you probably write with your right hand. So look at the slant. Slant the paper as shown in the picture. So just like the other one, this corner should be about pointed at your belly button. So getting that nice slant going on. You're going to rest both arms on the desk and use your left hand to move the paper as you write. Pull the pencil towards the middle of your body when you write. And we're going to do the same thing here. You're using your whole arm to write in cursive. You're not just using your fingertips. Hold the pencil with your thumb and first two fingers. Keep your first finger on top. Bend your thumb and keep it on the side. Do not squeeze the pencil as you write. Same thing. Nice and light. Pay attention to how you are making your letters. And I like to point out I'm using the Zaner-Bloser booklet. So if you have this or your school has this, then you're in the right place. So here we have just a picture of what our alphabet will look like. So if you would like to pause this video, you can pause it and take a closer look at that. I'm going to move on. So we have a couple basic strokes that I want to talk about. The first one is the undercurve. This one I like to call the rocker because it's like the bottom part of a rocking chair. So how you do that is you start at the bottom, we're going to follow this arrow, and you go straight up to the broken line. When you make a bigger stroke, same thing. You're starting down here at the bottom line, going all the way up to the top line. So down here it says trace the undercurve stroke at the beginning of the lowercase letters. So this is a curve. The undercurve stroke is what we're going to use to make some of these letters. So I'm just going to go through and show you. So here's an undercurve stroke. Here we go. Here's another one. All the way up. Just like that. I'm actually going to get a bigger, might be easier to see this way. When we trace the undercurve stroke at the beginning of the uppercase letters, so these are our capital letters. So to make a B, you start here and go up. To make a G, start at the bottom line, go up to the top. To make your L, now this one's a little different. We're going to start actually at the middle line. You're going to go up and loop up. Same with the P, same with the R, and we have another B again. So down here, take a few minutes and you can pause the video and you can practice your undercurve strokes. So I'll do a couple with you. So you start at that bottom line, scoop it up. Bottom line, up to the middle. So do some practicing on your own so you get good at this, because learning these strokes early will help you later on making your letters. And the same thing when you have a bigger one. Start at the bottom line, go all the way up to the top, following that arrow. And when we do cursive, there's muscles in your hands. So just like how athletes will work out their muscles to make them stronger, It's the same thing with us learning cursive. We need to practice, and we need to go slow and take our time. Here's a different kind of curve. It is the down curve. And as you might imagine, we're pulling down. So for this one, we're actually starting at the middle line, pulling down to the bottom. Starting at the top, pulling down to the bottom. We're going to trace our down curve strokes at the beginning of these lowercase letters. So for our A, we start at the top, scoop it down. With the C, here's our D, G, O, Q. Now we have our capital letters, our uppercase letters. Our uppercase A, C, D, E, O. And also we're going to do some more practice, so practice with me if you have paper nearby. Start on the broken line, pull it down. We're going to do the same thing with our big ones. And this was really nice because they give us the dot. So you just start wherever there's a dot. So feel free, pause this video, do some practicing, because that's how we get better, we practice. Now we're going to go to our over curve. So this looks almost the same as what we did here, except we're going over. So this is like a rainbow. So we're going over. We start at the bottom, go to the top. Bottom, go to the top. We're going to trace our under curve strokes. So here we have a lowercase m, n. These are very similar, except we have an extra bump for our M. This is our V. This is our X, our Y, and our Z. Here we have our overcurve strokes with our uppercase letters. This is a capital I, capital J, capital Q. I'm going to go through and do a couple practice strokes. So feel free, pause this video, draw along with me. Looks just like the other one, except we're going in the other direction. Instead of going down, we're going up. Then we have our big ones. Start at the bottom, go all the way up to that top line. I also want to talk about the slant. So remember how I said we have slanty letters, and that's why we have to tilt our paper? So here we have just a straight line. So here's from middle to bottom, from top to bottom. So we're going to find the slants in these lowercase letters. So this first one we have an A. Here's a nice slant. D. There's a big slant. M. We have a couple. We have our H. There's two there. Our Y. This Y is a descender letter, meaning it goes off of these three main lines and it goes into this bottom area. So keep that in mind, because you'll be seeing those. For our capital B, we have our uppercases here. For our capital B, here's a nice big one. Same with our P, R, U, X, and our Y, which is, again, a descender, just like our lowercase one up here. Practice writing some slant strokes. Start at the broken line, down to the bottom. Making them nice and straight. Now we're not writing up and down like this, okay? That's not what we want. That would be printing. When we do cursive, we gotta make sure we have that slant there. Same with our capital letters, with our big ones. Start at that top line and go all the way down to the bottom line. All right, so those are some basic strokes. So we're going to be using those throughout all of our other letters. So keep an eye out for some other letters. All right, thanks for watching.